Welcome back to the Pen and Inkwell. I'm going to be looking at a Kaweco today. I haven't looked at a Kaweco pen for a little while and I haven't put a review out. So thank you very much first of all to Sebastian and his team there at Kaweco for sending me over this pen to have a look at. Really grateful for that, because without the great support of people I wouldn't be able to do this. I can't afford to buy numerous pens. I end up buying them, but I can't always do that. So this is a new Kaweco pen. It's a classic pen, very understated for me, but I was really intrigued to have a look at this pen. I've seen other reviews of it. I wanted to have a look and see what I thought myself. So what we're going to be reviewing today is the Kaweco Dia2. There was a Dia, obviously, because there's a reason why there's a 2 on it. My understanding is that the difference between the Dia and the Dia2 is the fact that this now has a screw cap on it. I prefer screw caps every single time. So this has a screw cap on that pen, and here it is in the box. We'll have a look at it in more detail very, very shortly. So just to say, this is the Kaweco Dia2. It is an understated pen. It's a steel nib pen. It comes in either chrome or with a gold finish. This is the gold finish that I've chosen to have a look at. And really, nothing more to say in introduction really, other than say, I hope you find this really interesting. I found it quite an interesting pen to have a look at. I'm going to turn the camera around now very, very shortly and we'll have a look, and thank you very much for joining me. Bye. Welcome back. So we're looking at the Kaweco Dia2. So this is how this pen will arrive to you in this Kaweco, and it's quite a nice box. So it comes with this sleeve to start off with, and we'll take it out of its sleeve. And it's in a black box like this, and it has this little push button here which opens up the box. Lovely sort of satiny feel box there, the Kaweco logo at the top here, and then a white ribbon across, and there's the pen inside. So a really pretty box. It doesn't come with a converter, so this is what we have. It uses international cartridges, or you can get a Kaweco converter for that. I did have trouble getting some of the standard international converters to work in there because of the fact that this pen narrows down so much at the end here. So I did have to get a specific Kaweco one, but inexpensive, a couple of pounds. So not an issue really. I'm going to put this box away and we'll have a look at this now in a lot more detail. I can get a bit closer so you can see. So as I said, an understated classic pen is the way I would describe this. One of my favourite things about this pen is the shape of the clip here. Really sort of has this traditional feel to it, sort of 1930s, and I think it's been modelled off pens from that age and given a more up-to-date twist on it really. So we have the Kaweco logo at the top here in the gold finish. As I said, this is the gold finish. It does come with a chrome finish as well. And we have, say, the gold at the top here. The clip is actually brass. This is quite substantial. This clip it's pretty heavy. As you can see, this pretty substantial clip, very high quality clip. These 2 gold bands around the middle here, a matching gold band around the end, and the Kaweco logo at the bottom there. The pen does slim down towards the end here. Then as you can see, then there's these curling, or this sort of ribbed section at the bottom there, which is also matched at the top here, right the way around. Gives it, again, it's that extra little bit with it. So you see here Kaweco Dia written on there, Germany. So as I said, beautiful clip, Kaweco down the top there, really nice sort of retro looking clip. So it unscrews, sort of 2 turns, very secure, but it doesn't take you forever to unscrew the pen. Right, I have to say from the outset here, you will notice it does not come with a black nib. It comes with a gold nib, a gold finish nib. It is a steel, so it's a gold. It's a plated stainless steel nib. So this is the one that it comes with, and just put that down a second so you can see. This is an extra fine. The pen's rolling away there. It's the extra fine nib, but I wanted to have a tinker with it. And the reason why is that I was sent this black nib, or I asked for a black nib to have a go in a in the Kaweco. It was the AC carbon sport pen. I noticed somebody that when I went over to visit Kaweco, there was one of their distributors that I met there had a black nib on his black AL sport, and I loved it. It looked brilliant, so I had to try it. And so I got a black nib, and I've been trying it in different pens. So I've had it in the AC pen, and I wanted to have a go at it in here because it is simple. These literally just screw out of here, and you can fit this nib, that nib. So if you wanted to try different widths, you can do so easily. So this is the black nib. I quite like it with the black nib. Gives it that little bit, gives it a bit of an edge to it. So again, this is an extra fine black nib, but it does, as I said again, come fitted as standard with a gold coloured stainless steel nib. But the gold trim then around here to match the ends and what we had on there, and then a gold trim at the end here. Very classic, beautiful looking pen. It is made from moulded acrylic, injection moulded acrylic, but what you'll see from it is a fair bit of weight in here. Capped, this is 26 grams. Uncapped, it's 17, and the vast majority of that, because it has aluminium parts into it. So this here, the parts that are, I suppose, really matter, those sort of stronger parts that would wear easier. And again in there, you can see around the edge, again, aluminium there, so that that twist section, the threads, are going to last. As you notice, I've got it fitted with a Kaweco blue cartridge. Measurements wise, we're looking at this pen, it is 132 millimeters long capped. It is 126 like this now uncapped, and it's long. It's 160 millimeters posted. It does post. I wouldn't post it. The reason I wouldn't post it is because, as I said, this clip has got brass in there, and it makes it that little bit heavy for me. For me, it just doesn't need to be posted. It's a nice length pen to write with unposted. It doesn't require it. Is there anything else to say about it? I don't think so. It is, if you are looking for a classic understated pen that's just got something a little more different to it than your standard black pen, then this is it. Is it for me? Possibly not, just because of the fact that it is so classically understated. I like pens that have got a bit of something about them, that are a bit wow factor. It writes beautifully. I will do a writing sample now very shortly. It writes beautiful, and it's beautiful to hold. But for me, I have to be able to look at it and go, yeah, I love the way that looks. I do like the way it looks. I don't love the way it looks, but that is purely just my opinion, because I like something with a lot of colour. You know, so for me, I'd rather a yellow pen. There are a huge amount of people out there that wouldn't prefer a yellow pen, so it is just a matter of opinion. But it is beautiful. If you took this out at a business meeting, if you use this, it is comfortable to use for a long period of time, and I can't say any more about that. I will do a writing sample now for you to have a look, but other than that, price wise, here in the UK this retails at £92. This is the same price as the AC Sport, and I'm actually in that sort of dilemma at the moment as to which one I prefer for that amount of money. It is a steel nib, and it's at the top end of, I suppose, what I pay for a steel nib, but then there are so many good steel nibs out there now that there's getting to be very little difference between some of the gold nibs and the high quality steel nibs that are available. It is super smooth to write with, so in which case, what would a gold nib offer? You can get gold nibs now to fit in this, and I haven't tried their gold nibs, so that may be something that I'll have a look at, looking at in the future, is seeing what a gold nib looks like and feels like. But however, I'll do a writer sample. I said £92 with a gold trim finish. It's 76 with the chrome finish, and I'm assuming it's because the material in this clip here, the brass that's in this clip possibly. But that's the prices here over in the UK, and those were or I took from the Cult Pens website today. If you've got any questions, please do let me know. I'm going to do a writing sample now so you can have a look at how this writes. So this is the Kaweco Dia2. This has an extra fine nib, an extra fine steel nib, and this is fitted with a Kaweco standard blue cartridge that it came with. This nib is super smooth. There can be some variation with almost any pen. There can be some variation between the nib widths. The extra fine that it came with, this extra fine, has got a wider line than this extra fine has. I had a fine Black Nib pen that wrote finer than some of the extra fines I've had. So it can be a bit sort of hit and miss with it, but it is very fine, between the two. But this one, super smooth. No hard starts, no skipping whatsoever. This is simply cartridge straight out of the box. It's standard wetness. It's not a gusher at all. It doesn't gush ink. In fact, it tends to be on the dry side, I would say. So I wouldn't use inks like I probably wouldn't use some Pelican inks in there because I find them sort of dry inks to use. And see, that's dried really quite quickly. But other than that, line variation, you can get a little out of it, very little, but it is quite a steel hard nib. Even though it's hard, by hard I mean that you get feedback from it. You're sort of writing with it. It has a sort of noise that you have writing when you're writing, but I love that. I love to be able to hear a bit of noise when I'm writing, but it's not scratchy. Noise doesn't mean scratchy. That's how easy this is to write with. Very easy. Any questions, please do ask. Leave a comment below, subscribe to the channel. Anything else you'd like to know or see me have a look at, then please again feel free to ask. But other than that, thank you very much, and I'll speak to you all again soon. Bye.